Thank you. I'm going to put in a little curry. I'm going to put a little curry powder in. Now the vegetables are all wilted.
Okay.
Curry powder. I cook the curry powder for just a couple of seconds. Yeah, just until release the bouquet, and I'm going to put some vegetable broth. I'm doing this with vegetable broth.
Yep.
Now you can buy the vegetable broth. You don't have to make it. Just some vegetable broth, and really, I've got a really vegetarian. My wife is a vegetarian.
She is?
She's a fishitarian.
Fishitarian. She eats fish.
Yeah. Is that allowed? Are we allowed to call her a fishitarian?
Fish is good.
Fish is good.
You know what? I'm going to slice some of these shiitake mushrooms here, Michael.
I love mushrooms.
I do too.
I'm mushroom mad.
Yep. I'm going to slice these right here. I already had some that I did earlier. And now that the broth is simmering, I'm going to add the shiitake mushrooms to this now. You can add as many as you like. And then I'm also going to add some of these bamboo shoots, which you can't really find fresh.
Not really.
Not everywhere.
No.
But the can's okay. What you got to do is you just rinse them off a couple times. Give them a bath. They'll be happy.
Rinse off that.
Yeah. You rinse off.
Will they be happy?
Rinse that funkola off there. You know. Whatever that stuff they get in there. And then I was just gonna put some bok choy before I start.
I love bok choy.
I do too, Michael.
Just great fresh cabbage, things like that.
So
now I have some ginger because I'm gonna make a fried ginger, so I'm just slicing some ginger.
Fried ginger?
Fried ginger. I do the fried ginger as a garnish for this soup because I've got curry powder in there, I've got leeks and onions, a little vegetable broth, and now I'm gonna put my peas in. They don't take very long. We'll let them cook.
Oh, so you don't blanch them, you just take the fresh peas and you put them right in there. Let
right
all
in there.
Vitamins go in there and all that.
And all the
like
flavor.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so earlier I had the pork and I added an egg to hold it together, Michael, to bind it. I had a little green onion, a little garlic, then I had some rice wine vinegar, a little soy sauce.
It smells good.
Gonna add a little salt in here.
It smells good.
And then I think, here's the pepper mill here. We'll get the little pepper. Even though I added a little crushed red pepper.
You like it a little spicy?
I like it a little spicy.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. You buy these wonton wrappers, which you could use for all kinds of things, right? Talk about comfort food. You can put anything in here, any kind of filling in here.
Homemade ravioli right there.
Yeah, ravioli right there is
right. You could do that very easily.
Here's the key. Don't put a lot of the pork filling in the wonton. Just a little, and then I just take a little water like this. And I don't know how you fold them over. I use a damp towel, too, to kind of keep them because the air will get to the wontons. But I just fold it over. Jay, you getting a shot of this, please? I just fold it over like this. And then I press it down, Mike.
Yeah.
And then, once I do that, then I come and I fold this back over and fold that back over like a little package.
That is great, because trying to do like the little half moon thing would drive you crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people, what they do is, you know, they would take a cutter.
Yeah.
Come on, you know, it's...
Well, that's what we don't want to do. We want to be able to cook something now.
Exactly.
And not be exhausted by the time it's done.
Exactly. So what happens with the peas? Once you're done with the peas
now
in
peas
there?
are cooking, because the vegetables, you know, I like to sweat the vegetables. I've got the leeks and the onions, and they cooked with just a little bit of butter and oil. And then I put the hot broth. Well, the vegetables they're pretty well cooked from caramelizing a little bit in that oil and butter. And then with the broth, now I put in the fresh peas. The peas are just starting to cook. Now, fresh peas are not. This is not a split pea soup, but the fresh peas. But they still have a little, you know, they have a little crunch to them. So we're going to let them cook a little bit. And I'm not worried about the color. If they turn a little bit, you know, a little bit kind of a little darker green, start to look like khaki, that's okay, because this is still going to be a delicious soup, but I want them to, I want to keep them fresh.
Healthy, too.
It does. Now, what I did do was I have the ginger, and that's going to go into a fryer.
Okay.
So I'm going to fry some ginger.
Is that fryer going to be all right for you?
This fryer is perfect. And in fact, you know, you can do a stovetop fry, you know, a pot with some oil. You don't have something like this. But this was so cool, I had to use it.
Well, listen, anytime you want to stop by and use it, no problem, buddy.
In fact, I would be frying something just to use this fryer. I don't like fried food. No.
I don't either. That's why we have a big fryer.
Look how fast it cooks now. So I've got the oil at about 320 degrees, and that's it. That is fried ginger. Look at that.
Looks good.
It took 60 seconds.
Now, what I'm going to do, we got all these dumplings folks. Shiitake mushrooms, the bok choy. And then what we're going to do is put the dumplings in here. And what people make a big mistake doing is that when they're making soups like Michael and I are doing, they got the heat too high. Things like boiling, getting ready to like take off from the stove. That's why they got these knob things here every now and then. You got to use
That's
it.
what those are
yeah,
for.
Yeah, you see, medium right there. That's what we're going for. Right there, medium. And your dish again is,
Yes.
sir?
I have a green pea soup with frizzled ginger. It's a curried green pea soup. I'm just taking out this little bit of this herb sachet, and I tied it up in some cheesecloth and get rid of that.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want to eat that.
No, we don't
bay
want to
leaf
eat
stuff.
that.
And I'm going to just, for me, now that the dumplings are cooking, you can see it's just simmering. It's not boiling away. We're not trying to break up the dumplings here. We're trying to cook them. And now I want to serve some of this wonton soup now with some of the dumplings.
I'm going to give this a little zip, all right? You
Yep.
like these immersion blenders?
I like them a lot.
I'm going to
I
puree
call
this.
them a boat motor.
Yeah, this is good. If we're going to do any bass fishing, this is perfect.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
This is the thing.
If you're not, get one, you know, for the holiday time and you don't cook, don't worry. Just like Michael said, take it fishing with you. All right, that's how simple my wonton soup is right there. And I'm going to just leave it at that.
I just pureed that a little bit. I like doing that with that blender so it's right in the pot and you don't have to move it around.
Well, I think what people really also, they don't understand with an immersion blender is that it saves you a lot of time taking it out,
Sure it
putting it in the
does.
processor. But you see, he's got like a lot of structure, a lot of wonderful texture in there now because he's broken down some of those vegetables that were in there, and it looks fantastic.
And I just put a little sour cream in there, or you can use some creme fraiche. There's actually a little creme fraiche. I like that.
Okay.
And that's all there is to it. And we're ready to go right into a, I like to do it family style for this particular. I think it looks great if we do it this way. And I'm just going to do it this way.
Look at
It's
that.
a little
Look how
chunky,
beautiful
it's
that
a
is.
little pureed.
That looks great.
That's good. And don't forget the ginger. The ginger really goes with all of that flavor. I made it both kinds. I made fried ginger on top. Ginger tastes
Hey,
good.
there you have it, all right? Little green pea soup with fried ginger. Little wonton soup.
Very good.